Are the new Ruins of Symbaroum Epic Encounter boxes an amazing value for any TTRPG fan, or a super niche collectible for one very specific system?
I don't know, you tell me.
We're bringing you our brutally honest review of the upcoming The Gym and the Barrow and the Corrupted Coloss Epic Encounter sets from Steamforged. But before we break down the pros and cons of these mini-filled adventure add-ons, why not hit those like and subscribe buttons to help us keep this channel growing? And then, let's dive into the review. So, full disclosure, we were not paid or sponsored to create this video, but we were sent review copies of both of these Epic Encounter kits, so we'll be giving you our full and unbiased opinions. That said, let's start with the Gym and the Barrow. This Epic Encounter kit, which retails at $59.99 in US dollars, immediately provides a ton of value in terms of the sheer amount and variety of miniatures found in the box. The level of detail on these sculpts is impressive, and substantially better than what you might find in a WizKids booster of Nozul's Marvelous Miniatures, and slightly larger in scale, although they still do perfectly fit on the 1x1 grids most of us play on, so nothing that would impact your gameplay. You get 8 unique hero sculpts, from axe-wielding berserkers to rangers and their wolf companions, wizards and more, with a nice variety of races and poses. And just a set of these alone would normally retail for at least that $59.99 we mentioned, but they also include 3 sets of 4 different duplicate NPC and monster sculpts, from 4 hulking armored brutes to 4 Asian-inspired archers and 4 members of a goblin pack. So in terms of value, you are getting a lot of high-quality plastic for your money, 20 miniatures in this case. Toss in that you also get a pretty standard double-sided fold-out battle mat, and a nice quality pamphlet-sized one-shot book to guide you through this encounter, and it's honestly one of the best values we've seen in a long time. For comparison, the new WizKids Adventure in a Box Red Dragon's Lair set, which does admittedly come painted, which these minis obviously do not, retails at $100, and only has 6 minis, and 5 of those are quite tiny, and 5 small pieces of painted terrain. So for almost half the price, you're getting 3 times the miniatures at a higher level of detail, but the painting will be up to you. As for the Corrupted Coloss Epic Encounter, that retails for $49.99 in US dollars, and comes with just a single miniature, but it is a gargantuan-based behemoth of a mini, with a ton of details, including a textured terrain insert already on top of the base itself. The miniature, which is basically a massive corrupted wood elemental, looks like something straight out of Hellboy 2, and has a lot of fine detail in its bark-like skin, gnarled wooden horns, and textured base. At $49.99, it's comparable or slightly cheaper than a lot of the unpainted gargantuan-based models you would see from WizKids, but the details are once again more pronounced, and the extra touches, like the textured base overlay, make this another good value for money option. We will say that given how specific this creature is, it may be a bit harder to fit them into your campaigns outside of the included one-shot adventure compared to the much more adaptable miniatures found in the Gym and the Barrow Epic Encounter set. Now, these are the first encounters created for Ruins of Symbaroum, specifically the D&D 5e adapted version from Free League Publishing, set in their award-winning dark fantasy world, where magic physically corrupts your soul, and full of Soulsborne flavor, like being able to play as the undead and having to constantly fight off corruption of your character, or else you wind up losing your character. That said, the actual encounters included in these 2 kits would slot into basically any regular D&D campaign just as well. And there are clear instructions for how to handle the very slight variations that some of the monsters and NPCs from the Symbaroum setting have compared to their standard D&D counterparts, but these stat blocks will all be instantly familiar to any D&D fan. I won't spoil the story of either one-shot, but I will say that having read through and played them, they each offer a good single-session storyline that should probably take most groups about 2.5 to 3 hours to get through, and offer a few fun twists to keep the players guessing. Nothing incredibly groundbreaking, but some care was obviously taken to make them feel worthwhile and not just like a pamphlet tossed into a box full of minis. So what are our overall scores for the 2 boxes? Well, given the extreme value for money and quality you get out of the Gym and the Barrow box set in terms of miniatures and how easily you could use them to play as characters or enemies in nearly any fantasy campaign, from D&D to Pathfinder and everything in between, we're going to have to give this a rare 5 out of 5 stars. we're going to immediately be using these models in campaigns across a couple different systems, and for that $60 price point and the detail, we don't mind at all that these models come unpainted. As for the Corrupted Coloss box set, that one will probably have to drop down to, let's say, a 4 out of 5 stars, because, the quality is not poor or anything like that, that's actually full of amazing detail. Just simply because the miniature inside is so unique and so specific, you're really going to have to go out of your way to work it into another campaign, so it's just not as reusable as the models in the Jim and the Barrow are. So whether you're running a Ruins of Symbaroum game already, or just looking for some amazing new miniatures to supplement your home 5e campaign, we'd highly recommend checking out the new Epic Encounter sets for Ruins of Symbaroum, especially the Jim and the Barrow, when they hit store shelves in just a few weeks on February 18th. And that's all for our review of these new Epic Encounter box sets. Let us know what you think about the two sets in the comments below, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.